We need banks for the economy, whether you're an individual that need a checking account and you need a place to have your paycheck deposited to, or you're a business that needs to pay vendors or pay for payroll. Banks are a necessity, which is why Citigroup is part of my portfolio. It's a company that I started to buy into in this last 12 months. They pay a nice dividend. And I like to do rigorous analysis of my investments. I'm Victor, and I'm an active value investor. I have an MBA, and I have a lot of business experience. I like to really analyze the companies that I invest in. I'd like to share that investing analysis with you and let you know what I'm going to be doing with this stock, whether I'm going to be buying more shares, holding, or selling my shares in Citigroup. I like to follow a process when I look at all my investments. The process follows 4 questions followed by a decision. The questions are, do I want to own this company? Do I understand it? Can I make a good decision about this company? Is it part of an industry that I want to be a part of? Is the management team operating the company well? Is debt under control? Is the balance sheet in good health? And last, and most importantly, I want a discount on the stock. The intent is to make money, to see my stock price go up and see my investment appreciate over time. Based on the answers to those questions, I decide whether I should buy, hold, or sell this stock. The story of Citibank, they've been around for more than 100 years. It's one of the big banks. It's well capitalized. It's too big to fail. And it's one of the banks that I wanted to invest in because they had probably the most attractive PE, and they also have a big dividend. It's easier for me to understand what their business is about, understand which bank I wanted to buy into, and therefore I have a good sense of their story, a good sense of the company, and the fact that I do want to be part of banking, since it's one of the key industries for our economy, and I want to diversify into that industry. Citigroup announced their earnings today, and I was able to get some fresh data on their last quarter that was closed. First, the revenue has been pretty flat over the last 4 years. They went from 96.7 billion up to 101 billion, so no growth whatsoever. A couple of things is net interest income has gone up. No big surprise because interest rates are up. Total revenues went down by 1%. That was a little bit of a surprise. Overall earnings per share did beat expectations. Expectations were $1.30 per share, and it came in at $1.33. Looking at their earnings per share further, their current year for the full year, it's expected that they're going to be at $6.10 for the full year. Next year, they'll be at $6.19. Their PE is really low. And if I look at just their PE and do an earnings yield, I come up with 15%, meaning that if I hold this stock at a PE of 6.5, I will be earning 15% yield on my money, which is a very attractive rate. And one of the reasons I invested in Citigroup. Comparing Citigroup to the other big banks, they have the lowest PE ratio compared to JPMorgan, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo. Their performance hasn't been great. They're up almost 5%, where JPMorgan's been up a lot more. But they also pay the highest dividend. They're at like 4.3% now, and that's a pretty good dividend compared to the other banks. Analyzing banks takes a lot more work, and I used 3 methods: the price to book valuation method, the income method, and then the earnings per share value method. And I take all 3 methods and then blend them together, giving each equal share in the end result. When I do that, I get an average value per share of $60 per share. The stock's trading at $47.68 per share. So there is a discount available at 27% on these shares. The stock price hasn't really gone up, and a big reason for it is that the banking industry really had a bad quarter beginning in the March timeframe, when you had the interest rates going up so high on long-term bonds that it caused a lot of banks to go bankrupt, a couple of banks to go bankrupt. And that really caused concern in banking. So it really brought prices down. I think we're over that scare, especially since interest rates have gone down. And I'm expecting that Citigroup is going to begin to rise in value. The performance hasn't been great. The stock price is only up 4%, and profits have been decreasing. The company's not growing either. So performance really hasn't been making the mark. It has a low PE ratio and dividend earnings yield of 15% and dividends of 4.2%. So these are attractive rates, and primarily because it does have such a low PE and the stock price hasn't gone up a whole lot. I expect that they're going to be more profitable in 2023 and revenue should grow, but I'm not expecting it to grow by leaps and bounds. They are a very big company. My outlook, it's going to be a good dividend payer and it has good income. The low PE gives it potential really to go up. It can't go down any further. At a 6.5 PE, boy, that's really low. They had their earnings call today, and they'll have their next earnings call for Q3 on October 14th. So let me scorecard Citigroup and make a decision whether I should buy, hold, or sell. First, the bank, I understand what the bank's about, understand their industry, and I want to be a part of it. When it comes to performance, though, they're not making the mark. I think management needs to start growing the company. I think they need to improve profitability so they don't get a check mark there. Their balance sheet is fine, and they provide a small discount, but not enough to say, hey, this is a great discount. Therefore, I'm going to be holding my shares and not buying any more. I want to wait another quarter, look at their Q3 report, and see what I want to do at that point. Hey, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. And I hope you found something new about Citigroup. Please keep in mind, this video is just for entertainment purposes only. I like sharing my experience in my investments, but I'm not recommending you buy Citigroup stock or any other stock that I cover. Good luck investing in 2023.